Welcome to another episode of I Call Next, where somebody predicted Tom Brady would be still standing today. Who was that somebody? I wonder.
Probably
Somebody
Brian.
was Tom Brady.
Wait, are we talking about what our guts felt or what we
Who
actually
was
felt?
God.
who was that somebody? And who also was that one somebody that said Patrick Mahomes would not be taken down? That's interesting.
Oh.
Let me think about that. We got 2 weeks to
Wait.
digest these games and to realize
I also have a question about it. Who was the guy that didn't pick anything right in the regular season?
First of all, that last half of the season, I was just making up guesses to see if I could catch up. I should be undefeated in the playoffs if I didn't get cold feet on the Browns, who I also predicted could win. But where do we start, man? What a game.
Let's do the Bucks and Packers, man. Bucks and Packers. I mean, I'm sad. I hate that shit. That shit was annoying to watch. I hated it. How do you throw 3 interceptions and your team still fucking wins? 3, like 2 of them were bad. One of them wasn't his fault.
You
They're
give
the two.
props to the defense. That's what you do.
hate,
The
hate that
D
shit.
saved him. On all
You know
three.
what?
At one point, it was 3 interceptions, 3 for 7 in 7 pass attempts. He was 3 interceptions. That should literally lead to points. And each time they couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what it was, right? They completely shut down the run game, and you had like Aaron Jones with 27 yards, Jamal Williams with 23 yards, and AJ Dillon with 17. You're not going to win a game like that. Like,
Yeah.
especially when you're in like the frozen tundra of like Green Bay, even though you are the Green Bay Packers, you have to establish a run game, and that's what will lead you to win. And because the Packers were playing from behind all day, everyone knew that they were just going to be throwing the ball, and they teed off on it. Aaron Rodgers had a great game, but he started off so slow, and that was the problem.
So I'm going to go a little bit opposite of what you said. I thought Aaron Rodgers played all right. I don't think he had a great game. He played a mediocre game for who Aaron Rodgers is. Sure, they didn't have the run game, but that's not why they lost. I mean, they had plenty of opportunities. They did start late, but you got to think about at halftime, right? You should literally be playing like a prevent defense. It's very simple. Like Tom Brady should not have been able to get that touchdown right before halftime, right? That was dumb. That was a huge major blow. Trying to figure out momentum going to the second half. There was, I forgot who was the receiver, but he dropped the ball in the end zone. Aaron Rodgers hit him literally in the hands. Dropped that.
There's the Devontae Adams where Aaron Rodgers threw it to like the back shoulder, but it was low. But
No.
Caught him. It hit him in the hands. He should have caught it.
No, that wasn't the one either, but that's another one.
No, it was not Lazard. It was the other white dude that dropped it. I know exactly who you're talking about. He's like the 8th receiver.
It was a back right of the end zone. It was probably like within 8 to 10 yards out. He hit him in the hands. You literally just dropped the ball.
It was like their 8th receiver though. So I mean,
that's fine.
Yeah.
So then you've got that, right? Third down, I thought Aaron Rodgers, where they went for the field goal, I thought on third down he could have potentially ran it in. Assuming, let's say he doesn't get there, 4th and 1, 4th and 2 from there, much better for goal line offense than being out that far. And I honestly think he could have made it in. I don't know. I think that coaching, call right there, we will probably get into a little bit. That was questionable. And then I don't typically like to play it on the refs, but all game they weren't calling anything. And on that third down, they called pass interference. Just let them play, dude.
And that's why.
Super late. So think about all of those things and think about how close the game still was. So I don't think it had anything to do with I mean, I get it. You got to run the ball, but you had plenty of opportunities.
And that's why.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say something stupid, so you can say it. I
was going to just say, like, I think this just kind of showed the inexperience of coaching, if anything. Like you had 2 of the top quarterbacks in the league. One of them obviously showed his age a little bit more with the 3 interceptions. But he came out on top. What's the difference between the 2 teams? They're both excellent teams. One team has a very young coach with Zach Taylor, who
LaFleur,
Matt LaFleur, whatever, same thing.
They're
both the same class.
They're not the same person.
Completely different people.
Yeah, they're totally different people.
Same class of head coaching.
You're
right?
so confusing about coaching as you are about your picks, bro.
No, but basically, like Bruce Arians been in the game for a while. You know, he's been in the playoffs before. He doesn't have a Super Bowl, right?
No, I don't think he does. He does not.
Like even as like a coordinator or anything.
Oh, he might have one as a coordinator, but not as a head coach.
Yeah, but like he has experience coaching in the playoffs. Zach Taylor, I think he's been riding Aaron Rodgers for a little bit too
Matt
long.
LaFleur.
Matt LaFleur, whatever. Matt LaFleur.
Did he say John Madden this time? What the fuck? This guy.
He's regressing.
Okay, so maybe we should mute you for the rest of this episode.
I wish this was like around the horn where I could just mute people. Like, I mean, I guess I could.
Can be done.
You are the host.
That's true. That's true. Now finish your thought. My bad.
No, they just simply got out coached. That's what it is.
So I get what you're saying. I'm curious to hear Arash's opinion because clearly you felt one way about how Aaron Rodgers played. I felt a different way coming off of the MVP. I thought he played all right, and I think there's questionable throws, questionable decision making. I don't know, like you said, like a couple of those throws to Devontae Adams, back shoulder, like you should have had it. But I think Aaron Rodgers could have honestly could have put that ball better too. But curious to hear Arash's opinion or thoughts on how Aaron Rodgers played.
Yeah, I think I agree with all of you guys, right? Like I thought Aaron Rodgers played good enough to win, but like when you're Aaron Rodgers, you got to play a little bit better. He should have ran that ball on that 3rd and goal. But he's looking to pass. And like if he finds someone and makes that catch, then we all praise him, you know? So it's easy in hindsight to say you should have ran it. But I thought Matt LaFleur played it safe for a guy who's been praised these first few years of his coaching career as creating great offensive plays and taking risks. He, as do many coaches, played it very safe in the playoffs when the stakes are high. And the opponent that he's playing against did the opposite, right? At the end of the half, Hail Mary throw. Kevin King, the Packers cornerback, is the guy who screwed them. If you're going to blame one person, I say Kevin King, number 20 on the Packers. That guy kept getting picked on by Tom Brady, and maybe that was their plan going into the game, and it worked like a charm. He got burned on that last Hail Mary play, and he got burned a few plays.
I don't necessarily feel like they were trying to pick on him. I think it was more so that they were trying to go away from Jair Alexander,
who was a stud.
Yeah,
he did everything right in that game. Just to look at the other side of the field, go, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah, it sucks.
Go ahead. Let's say you're both right. Like, obviously, you know where you want to stay away from, and once you see some weakness, you expose it. You keep going at it until they make the right play.
Yeah, and I mean Kevin King's no chump. Like he's a 2nd-round pick. He's been a good player, but geez, he just had the worst game. And I feel bad for the Packers because just like we were talking about the Saints a few weeks ago, their roster was perfect. Like it was well set to make a run, and they get knocked out, man. Like I don't know whether to congratulate Tom Brady or chalk it up to bad luck, but it keeps happening where whatever team Tom Brady is on, even though the other roster is better, he ends up falling into the Super Bowl over and over and over again.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that leads me to the next question. I do think I kind of in JK's boat where I think Aaron Rodgers did everything he could. I don't think there's any. I mean, I think he did everything he could to win. I think feel like the team around him kind of like didn't live up to the hype at that moment. But this leads me to the next question because based on and JK, you might have the tweet. I don't know if you do, but Aaron Rodgers comments at the end of the in the press conference, pretty much kind of hinting that his time in Green Bay might be over, or he doesn't want to be there, or I mean, speculate. It at least causes speculation. I wanted to see. Do you have the quote, by any chance?
I don't have the quote.
I called you out on it, so I called you out on it. That's my bad.
I know I showed you the quote.
Yeah.
When I was
like, maybe you haven't used your phone for the last 24 hours.
Yeah. But yeah, and like it kind of showed that he looked like he felt his time was done. Obviously, you have Jordan Love that was drafted by the team, so they have something there that's kind of pointing that they're going to eventually be moving in a different direction. And to be honest, this is an off season where you may be able to offload Aaron Rodgers and get a lot of, picks back for him. I think Aaron Rodgers, like, if they do try to trade him, like, he's just as worth 2, if not 3 first round picks, kind of like Deshaun Watson. He just had an MVP like season, so why would a team that's looking for a quarterback not try and give up some, what's the term called? Like some assets in order to get them.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something, right? What's Aaron Rodgers' ultimate goal at this point of his career? What he's doing? He's trying to win a Super Bowl, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're 26-6 in the last 2 seasons, 13-3. He just lost in the conference championship game, right?
But he's 1-4 in the championship game. He's 1-4.
It's not because of lack of talent.
Right. Like 1-4. This game, again, like we talked about all these things, right? It's a winnable game. The other games have been winnable games. Like it sucks that you're 1-4 or whatever, but
I don't think it's talent either. I agree with that. I think it's coaching. I think that I've always felt like since Matt LaFleur came there that they're not on the same page. It never seemed like they're on the same page. I think
now they are. I mean, maybe not in this game. And early on there was that controversy, but I think they have been clicking.
I don't know. I guess now it's unclicking again. Like I feel like it retracted, like because he made the statement like going, it wasn't my decision, right? So like that's not what you want to hear from the quarterback at that point. Right. But that's also Aaron Rodgers' personality.
I also think, listen, man, the guy just lost in a game. He's had a hell of a season. You're catching him right after a loss. Like emotions are high. He's saying things like you can't. It's always going to get blown out of proportion. If you're Aaron Rodgers, you know that like this is the team, man. Like you've got the assets. Things are going well. You got to figure out how to win. Like going to another team, fine. You get the coaching. Let's assume you're saying coaching. You're really going to have all the same assets. You don't really know. And at the point of his career, I think,
Tom Brady found that.
Come back.
Tom Brady found
literally 13-3 the last 2 seasons. Where are you going to go? You're not Tom Brady.
I mean, fine, you're not Tom Brady, but you are not very far off of a Tom Brady either.
But there's also not that many rosters that are just ready. Like he's literally on one of those rosters that is ready. Yeah, I think Pete's right? He's just coming off minutes after losing a big game. He's upset, but if he sits down and thinks about it, like he's literally got the best roster. So that's why I say it's kind of on him. Like he played good enough to win, but when your roster is the way it is, you have to be the difference to win.
How would you say that his roster is better than
the Bucs?
Okay, his wide receiver stacks up again, like across.
He's got arguably the best receiver, right? They don't have any shortage of running backs. Like I think all 3 of their running backs are.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is a great running back, no doubt.
Losing David Bakhtiari, their left tackle, hurt them, right? You could see throughout the game, Jason Pierre-Paul was getting to him, Shaquille Barrett was getting to him. So their O-line should have been better. And that's another thing we'll get to. Eric Fisher, the left tackle for the Chiefs, is out for the Super Bowl. And that is something that the Bucs may take advantage of again. But like their roster is good. Injuries hit them a little bit.
No doubt about it. But like, my question is, if you're saying that, okay, their roster is like amazing and all that kind of stuff, why is everyone always complaining, oh, you need to get Aaron Rodgers more?
I mean, we had this conversation last week. They could have had this opportunity to get somebody else, but the roster's so good, you can afford to get Jordan Love, right?
Yeah.
I don't think that the roster
was good enough to get them to this game, but imagine they had that first round pick and they used it on a receiver, and maybe that receiver was the one that got the ball thrown to in the end zone and he didn't drop it. That's the difference between going to the Super Bowl and not. Instead, Jordan Love rode the bench for 18 games, and you're not in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you know what? There is the idea of, okay, now you can, they truly do believe in Jordan Love, and they do try to trade Aaron Rodgers this offseason, and you get 2 first-round picks, and you get 2 second-round picks along with it. Now you have a lot of assets on rookie deals that could maybe get you over the hump if Jordan Love can be that next guy up. Kind of like how Aaron Rodgers was to Brett Favre.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they're going to get lucky twice in a row. They may. Maybe
I doubt it. I don't think Jordan Love is even going to sniff Aaron Rodgers' jockstrap.
I don't think so either. And if you're trading Aaron Rodgers, you're getting 3 first-round picks back for him. Deshaun Watson, maybe only 2. I mean, arguably, the Houston obviously wants to try to get 3. But for Aaron Rodgers, if you don't get 3 first-round picks, you've dropped the ball big time.
So that means is everyone on the same page that the Packers and Aaron Rodgers will be taking the snaps next year? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
If he wants to win, yeah, that's where he should be.
I mean, you could argue the same thing about Tom Brady, right? Why leave? It just happened to work out this way, right? We weren't. I was saying last year Tom Brady's out of there. I said it
No,
all
I'll
along.
give that to you. But what other team is Aaron Rodgers going to go to that's stacked like the Bucks?
But that's
Saints
just you
is the
assuming
only
that
other
Aaron
one.
Rodgers is the one that's making the decision to leave. What
That's
if he's getting
true,
pushed
but
out?
that is true. That's a
They
good
did
point. But
push
I
Brett
also
Favre
don't
out.
think
Why
the
else draft a
Packers.
quarterback?
They pushed Brett Favre out, and Brett Favre was nowhere near his career.
Because at some point, yeah, they drafted Aaron Rodgers like when Brett Favre was there. At some point, he's going to leave. So
No,
like,
but Brett Favre didn't leave. Brett Favre was huge trade to the Jets. They got assets for Brett Favre. That's what they did last time, and it's the same organization. It's the same people there. You know what I mean? That ownership doesn't change. Like, I mean that like front office that hasn't changed, right? It's the same people.
fair enough. I think they drafted him because they got to also start thinking about the future as well. So they're like, all right, got a quarterback that's Aaron Rodgers. Let him be underneath him. Let him tutor him a little bit, and we'll see what happens. But listen, if they push him out, fine. I get what you're saying. I think it's a stupid call. Like I don't know. Aaron Rodgers coming off MVP season.
I'm gonna look. I want to look up how old Brett Favre was when they traded him because I feel like we're getting around that same age now too.
So the Packers' current GM was not the same GM when
It was
they
Ted
drafted
Thompson
Aaron
when-
Rodgers.
It was Ted Thompson earlier, right?
You would know better than me. The current guy, Brian Gutekunst, has only been in his third year.
Oh well, then never mind. I take that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it was like Ted Thompson was their GM when they drafted Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he might be. This guy is pretty fresh. Like the last 3 years.
Oh, this is you want to know the interesting? This is interesting. Brett Favre was 39 when he got traded. Aaron Rodgers is 39 in 2022.
They're not trading him. They'd be stupid.
Just saying.
They would.
It's
But when they traded Brett Favre, like even to us as average day people watching from our TVs, we could kind of tell Brett Favre doesn't look like the same. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's at the top of his game. He's probably going to start declining soon, but like I wouldn't say I've seen it yet.
Brett Favre himself was the one that was saying like they shouldn't do anything to jeopardize losing Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's now saying it because Brett Favre used to hate Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, he
care now.
had some animosity towards him.
I mean,
But yeah, it just sucks, man. I mean, again, I think a team screwed up and dropped the ball.
Brett Favre was also lost in an NFC Championship game the year before he was traded. Also, I'm just throwing it all out.
But didn't Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre overlap for more than 1 year together?
Yes. Yeah.
So
Okay,
Price Love.
one thing. You got one thing. I got like 8 things that's the same. I'm just saying. It seems weird.
Yeah, it's
You know
funny.
what?
It is kind of ironic.
You know what Jordan's last name is? Love. They might love him. Oh my God, guys. This is where's my tinfoil hat? Where's my tinfoil hat?
Hey, I hope the Packers trade him. Good. Let another team have glory with Aaron Rodgers because the Packers are screwing it up.
Maybe somewhere in this area, like Washington, maybe.
All
I
right.
won't do that to you. I won't do that to you, Peter.
All right, on a serious note, though, if you are a team looking to win, I'm not even going to just put it Washington, not the Washington, anybody, right? If you're the Jets and you had the option to trade for Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson, who would you go for?
Watson, because you need more time. You need more time. You're nowhere close to winning. It's gonna be a waste for Aaron Rodgers. If I was Aaron Rodgers, I'd sit. I'd be like, I'm retiring. I'm out. Do what?
Okay, but like, I mean, I'm just telling you, like, maybe that one player can turn the whole organization around.
Yo, he can win with Devontae Adams. Who the fuck is he throwing the ball in New York? Because I'm pretty sure I was on the roster at one point this year. I think I was running routes. Okay, so like I don't know if he wants to come here.
Right, let's say they sign Allen Robinson then. Boom.
Who's there on their offensive line right now? They have so many holes. Who's their running back right now? Go ahead.
They got a second round. They got a second. Oh, well, they would have to trade that.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would.
No,
it wouldn't make sense for Brett Favre. It would make sense for Watson because you have a wash year. We can keep moving assets, right? And doing something. But I don't think you have that kind of time with Rodgers.
By
That's
the
just my opinion.
time you get Watson and build momentum and create that team around him, Watson's deal is up anyways. So then you're like stuck in a situation where now you got to pay the guy because maybe your team is ready to even compete. Watson, don't forget, has been on the Texans his entire time, and they made it to the playoffs, what, a handful of times? It's not like they're making it to the second, third round of the playoffs every year with him. I think I go with Aaron Rodgers. I try to get one stab at it. He's aging. You probably have a better chance of making it one time far in the next 2-3 years with Aaron Rodgers than having 6-7 years with Deshaun Watson and building your way up to that moment.
Yeah, if I'm a team that's close, I would definitely knock on the door and give them whatever you can. Doesn't matter. Just give them whatever. They're asking for 3 first-round picks. Take 3 first-round picks. If you're a team that's already in the playoff hunt that's close, that needs better play from your quarterback.
So as much as I love hearing you say that, I feel like it's not happening. Aaron Rodgers is staying where he is. A team will come to him and they'll be like, fuck, you called our bluff. We're keeping A-Rod. We're not doing anything. Anyways, let's go talk about the other game, man, versus all these hypotheticals.
Fine.